All right, we have contractual details for Sam Darnold with the 49ers. It is a one-year contract worth up to $4.5 million. $3.5 million of that is guaranteed. So what does this mean? Well, it means that Sam Darnold is affordable for the 49ers. Remember, leading up to free agency, I talked about what I thought was the 49ers budget for a veteran QB since we knew they were going to sign one. I said up to $5 million, and they got Darnold at $4.5 million. So that ended up being correct. That fits within the picture. But $3.5 million guaranteed is no small chunk of change. That means that Darnold gets a nice guarantee while the 49ers also have a veteran quarterback that fits within their cost structure. Seems like a win-win, especially when you look at Taylor Heineke signing with Atlanta for $7 million per year. Darnold is cheaper. Darnold coming off a good 2022 season. That was his best play. Mentioned yesterday on Twitter, 7.1 adjusted net yards per attempt over 6 games for Sam Darnold in 2022. If he'd qualified, if he'd had more games, and if he had maintained that efficiency clip, it would have ranked number 6 of all NFL quarterbacks. So what you see here is the 49ers making a quarterback room that has potential on an affordable price tag. They're still at 14.7 million, under 15 million total cap hits for QBs in this 2023 season. So I would say that Sam Darnold is a third quarterback and not QB3. I think looking at this as QB1, 2, and 3 is not the correct way of looking at things. The 49ers have 2 injured quarterbacks in Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, one healthy one in Sam Darnold, and they're just trying to insulate that room as much as possible. And they're going to let this work out organically, how they always have let this work out in the quarterback room. Last season especially, it was an organic kind of situation, and that's what they should do. Now, Sam Darnold has physical potential. Kyle Shanahan's liked him for a long time. Thought about trading for him in 2021. Well, now he has Darnold aboard. Darnold cost $18.8 million for Carolina last season. It was a 5th-year option situation for Sam Darnold, and he's a whole heck of a lot cheaper this season. Darnold's going to have a chance to rebuild some value and hit free agency again in 2024. The 49ers, they don't know if they're going to have to use Sam Darnold in a game or not. They don't know who's going to get hurt, who's going to become healthy, because they have 2 quarterbacks who aren't fully cleared yet, in Brock Purdy and Trey Lance. So they needed to add that veteran to insulate the room. It makes complete sense when you consider that they ran out of quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game just a month and a half ago. What happens moving forward is going to depend on how things develop over the course of this offseason, how Darnold fits into Kyle Shanahan's scheme, if they can harness his physical prowess, because there is some physical prowess here. And all we do know is that Kyle Shanahan believes that working with Darnold and making those things a positive reality is definitely possible. So $4.5 million, $3.5 million guaranteed, fits within the 49ers cost structure. If you want to know the salary cap situation as a whole after this deal, 49ers have about $2.3 million in 2023 space here as day 2 gets rolling. 8:30 a.m. on the West Coast. 49ers still have some work to do signing-wise. I mean, they've got 53 roster spots filled. They got to get this up to 90 roster spots filled by the time the offseason program really gets rolling. So it's going to be big. Remember, they can fill up those roster spots under the cap. Maybe one more restructure is going to be necessary, but the top 51 rule, only the 51 most valuable contracts kind of gets the cap in the offseason. All right, there's your Sam Darnold compensation update. It means that he's definitely part of the 49ers plans this year, but he's part of that entire QB room. Looking at this as Brock Purdy and Trey Lance and Sam Darnold is the right way to look at it right now, not Brock Purdy versus Trey Lance versus Sam Darnold. Collectively, the 49ers can have an organic outcome for this QB room. They're not looking at this in adversarial fashion. Only casual fans are doing that. And that will help you understand why the 49ers did what they did and why they gave Sam Darnold this kind of money. All right, everybody, talk soon. There's your update. I've got some writing to do, and then the Pat McAfee show starts. Aaron Rodgers will be a guest today, so I'm sure everybody's going to be watching that over the next hour. Everybody take care.